everybody. So I just finished watching the new Venture Brothers special right now. A couple things I actually want to get off my chest. One, I am not digging Titmouse's animation one bit for this. Two, I did like it though overall, I'll say that. But let me focus on one thing at a time. So let me focus on Titmouse's animation. Now, I don't know how far you guys go as being like Venture Brothers fans, or how diehard you are, or how much you really care about the animation, or if you're about story, but I'm a little bit about everything. But the one thing that's really irking the fuck out of me is the fact that, like, Titmouse is animating, I think now, I mean, last time I checked, and I could be wrong, from what I remember, is that Titmouse is now the new animators for the show. Last season, it, was obviously the World Leaders, animation company that was, like, animating most of the show, so now I think Titmouse is going to do it. And, we got a sample of what Titmouse's animation could possibly look like in the future if I'm right to what I read last time of Titmouse being the new animators for the show. It looks terrible. I'm sorry, but this looks like it could be the end for me collecting, said seasons in the back. Because in the beginning, I'll give it credit. Like, the first seasons of anything animated usually looks like crap, and then not until, like, later seasons do they start looking better. But to have it look like how it used to, because pick up your first season, and then pick up season 4, and you'll see a dramatic change to the animation on the shows. So, I know Noodle Soup was was their, like, first animators for the first couple seasons, I think, and then, like, from Noodle Soup they went to World Leaders, and I actually like the World Leaders a lot, and I did like some of the Noodle Soup stuff, but, Titmouse, and don't get me wrong, like, I like Death Clock and whatever else Titmouse has probably produced in the past that I can't think of. I mean, I like Metalocalypse, and I'm trying to think of what else Titmouse is, like, animated on that show, but nothing's, like, running in my head. I think they did also Frisky Dingo, but I could be wrong. What I'm saying is, that's fine, because my eyes are fit to seeing that on there already. In other words, what I'm saying is, if Death Clock has been animated from beginning to end with Titmouse, and that's fine, because nothing has really changed. The animation has stayed the same, so I can't really opinionate on saying, well, it's gotten worse or it's gotten better, because nothing has changed. It's stayed consistent. Now, I get a little weirded out when I have to see that the animation for the Venture Brothers went from, like, really smooth to Titmouse's fucking cheap animation. I mean, I see what they try to do here in the episode, and it did good. It wasn't entirely bad, but you could tell that fucking Titmouse is animating this shit. I mean, it's choppy as fuck. It looks like fucking, like, basic Flash. I'm no fucking animator, but I've seen sure shit enough fucking cartoons to where they fucking differentiate drastically. And they are. They're drastically fucking, like, have changed. It doesn't look pleasing. It looks back like it looks like it went back to fucking season 1 style of animating. I'm not digging it. So I'm done with my fucking animation rant. Let's get that shit out of the way. Was the episode good, though? Did the episode at least qualify in something positive? Yeah, it did. It was a really fun episode. It's good to know, like, some stuff finally, like, hit the fan for certain, well, not for certain people, but I guess for a certain person. I mean, I'm not really here to, like, spoil anything for you, but I'll just say that someone found out something that they kind of forgot about, apparently. I'll say that. The episode was funny, though. The episode was funny. It was interesting. The music video was great. I actually liked the music video a lot. Here's the weird thing. Here's where I'll sound like a total hypocrite. I actually loved the animation in the music video. But that's because, I guess, since it fits under the standard of music video, it's all up for grabs. It can be whatever the fuck it wants. But when you're telling me that this isn't what a potential episode can look like, I'm like, no, this looks fucking terrible. Like, it's not fucking pleasing to me in any fucking way. But hey, I'm a fucking geek. That's kind of like what my thing is about, is just to observe shit like that and and give you an honest fucking opinion on what I fucking thought about it as a fucking geek. And, you know, not only as a geek, but as a fellow fucking cartoon fucking enthusiast, like, it doesn't look good. I mean, especially when you look at, like, season, like, 3 and 4's animation, solid. It's solid compared to Titmouse's shit, I'll say that. I mean, Titmouse is not something I want the Venture Brothers to be fucking with. Titmouse can do whatever the fuck it wants with anything else, starting to finish, because, well, that's an entirely different franchise. You know, if you were to tell me it starts on Titmouse and whatever, I probably would have said the same thing if it has that dramatic change where it looks entirely different, but it just does, and I'm just not digging it. So, you know, I didn't expect this review to be long, really, because, I mean, with 15 minutes of a showing of an episode, I mean, how much can you really go on for? But, you know, with that said, if Titmouse is animating in the future, it's going to be hard to get into. Honestly, like, I'm not just saying because I watch it for the animation, but, you know, the stories are good, I'll give you that. But when you're used to watching something very good, with a story that goes very good, you know, how invested are you going to be when the animation's kind of looking crappy, even though there's a good story behind it? You know, I mean, honestly, let's just look at it like that. There's like movies out there that have great fucking stories, but because they're fucking poorly directed, I mean, nobody fucking goes and sees those. You know, just using that as a fucking example, I guess. I mean, I don't really have, like, something... Oh, okay, I'll give you a perfect example. Great story, Screamers with Peter Weller. Philip K. Dick's story. Philip K. Dick's stories are fucking great, but usually they fall on dead fucking ears depending on who fucking directs them. So, picture the guy who fucking directed Screamers. I mean, poorly fucking done of a fucking film. Honestly, it is. I mean, I still like it. I mean, but I can also admit that it's poorly fucking done for a Philip K. Dick story. That's like an example of what I'm talking about. I mean, even though compare that to the Venture Brothers, which has like a good stories. They've had like a good, you know, tale for like a long time now. And now to have shit Titmouse animation behind them, I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, you know, like, and like sometimes this could be like a funny thing, or it's just an annoying thing. But knowing that just like Titmouse's animation is involved with the Venture Brothers now, I like that there's a scene where Dermot's fucking like talking, and apparently he's in his room, and guess what the fuck's in the corner of the wall? A Death Clock fucking poster, and like it just. I mean, it just kind of bothers me that it's just like, not only are we getting crap animation, but $5 more than anything, we're gonna start seeing a lot of Death Clock crap, like just shit tossed in the background. Like, you know, oh, it's there for proper reasons. Like, they'll probably go to Dermot's room and it's there. If they ever go to the mall, you know, the mall, like, on the show, it's probably going to be, like, in a music section somewhere. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I mean, you know, I'm really not, I mean, that argument's kind of crappy and it's lame and it's kind of stupid and it goes nowhere, but it just sticks out like a sore thumb. It just kind of bothers me. Just because the animation's really bad. I mean, if it was good animation and it had, like, some... No, not even, actually. I take that back. Even if it was fucking good animation and they put, like, another show's shit in there just to be cute and shit, no, I think I would still find that annoying, actually. I just would, because I'm just like, it's a contained universe, you know? Now you're implying that, like, Death Clock's universe is somehow involved with the Venture Brother universe. And yeah, it sounds geeky as shit, but what the fuck, like, I know to other geeks out there that must be a little bit annoying. Not just fucking for me. Well, like I said, it was a cool episode. I did like it a bit, I guess. You know, I'll say that. The music video was fucking awesome, and I'm planning to get the album now. The Shallow Gravy album. I think it came out a couple days ago, I think. Maybe like almost a week ago. So, I might get that. Yeah, I'm really not taking Titmouse's animation, though. I know that's, like, kind of the whole thing that I've been talking about, but... I don't know, when you watch as many cartoons as I have, or when you know, like, when you've just seen so much, so many animated anythings in your whole life, like I have. I mean, fuck, I'm a comic book artist. I mean, like, it's not like I'm forced to be, like, into, like, all this shit, but it's just something I just so happen to be into. It just really irks the fuck out of me when Titmouse is fucking behind it. It's just... It's weird. It's almost like, I'm trying to think of, like, what was a good animated series that really plummeted when, like, another company took over? And I know there's gotta be a couple, but, just... Oh, okay, I'll give you a perfect example. You remember the old Tom and Jerry cartoons when they were actually done by, like, good animators and stuff like that, like, you know, in the 40s and 50s, and then come 60s and 70s, it's still Tom and Jerry, but now they're done by some Czechoslovakian fuck from, like, God knows fucking where, and then you have kind of Chuck Jones, this fucking animation fucking, like, master behind it, but they start just looking like scratchy pieces of shit. That's what I'm talking about. It's like, it dramatically fucking changed. Like, the shit is not the fucking same. And don't give me this shit that, like, oh, they gotta get with the times or whatever. We have not even, the show has, like, had less than, like, what? Show has not had more than 20 fucking years to, like, drastically fucking change its animation that fucking quick. I mean, let's just fucking face it. Like, what, for whatever reason they're doing Titmouse, fuck it. I hope it works for them, because, I mean, like, for me, I'm not that invested anymore in watching this, really. I'm just not. The animation to me looks kind of crappy. I will keep trying, but I don't see myself really sticking around too long for it, so yeah, I'll just say that. But hey, that's just my fucking opinion. Alright, so I feel like I'm fucking rambling now, so I'm gonna let it go. So, night, everybody. PopCultureGeek.com. Just want to give you guys a quick announcement. I have a podcast. It's called Night Radio. I talk about film and anything in that relation in there. We're on our 5th episode. I took a small hiatus to get some comic book stuff done right now. I'm back. I was supposed to upload on Saturday the 5th episode of Night Radio, but I felt like I would upload it rather on Sunday in relation to this review right now. Basically what I'm saying is we decided to deviate from film just to talk about the Venture Brothers, and by we, I had my guest, Luke, a.k.a. the Film Baron, who was on episode 4, talking about the struggles behind a filmmaker. I had him back on. So, you know, we sat down, we talked about the Venture for about an hour, talked about the Venture Brothers, and it was really funny. It was a more interesting review than I've had, well, since I've started doing this. You know, they only get better when you have somebody with you. So check those out. You can find those at, let me pull up the link over here. It's at www.nightradio.podomatic.com. That's www.nightradio.podomatic.com. If you guys feel like throwing any suggestions, you know, to me or at me or whatever you want to, however you want to do this, you can also email any questions or comments to me at misfittarget@aol.com. I'm more than happy to take suggestions of anything you guys want to toss at me, or like if you feel like, oh hey Lewis, what's your opinion on said film or whatever, let me know what it's about. I'll watch it and I'll see if I can get an episode of Night Radio of me talking about it. If you feel like, oh, you know, you want to toss your 2 cents in or something for a future episode, don't matter if you're fucking famous or fucking nobody, I'm more than willing to set up something and let's just have a Night Radio of just chit-chatting fucking together. So if you guys are interested, you want to step up to the plate and see if you want to school me or whatever you want to do, hit me up at misfittarget@aol.com. So I'm waiting for those emails right now.